ZZ109FM. Focus. Focus. That's right. So we are focusing the information today. Focusing. Hopefully you're having a beautiful end of the year 2025. My name is Elsie Jenkins here. And it's a blessing to be alive. Lord have mercy. So many things are going on in the world. And this is part two of a situation that we've been looking at in regards to the world events on the planet. It's just me in the studio on this focus moment, and we were talking about a 10-year-old girl and a 9-year-old boy that have been accused of attempted murder and rape of a 5-year-old uh, girl. Lord, and I want to just take a moment to put a little prayer out there because the world today, the world is in a hurricane of a moment. So much evil and bad is out there versus good. And we need more prayer than ever to help these people. When we look in the sky, we say, Lord, look at all the evil of the planet, Lord, and let's get angels to help us deliver the evil from the planet, Lord, and deliver the negativity, the negative energy from the planet, Lord. Amen. Lord have mercy. Mm. This situation is definitely one that is sad, very sad, because everyone, doesn't matter, everyone has been affected by this situation. One thing I notice is that there may be ideas of going after the parents of the 10-year-old and 9-year-old, but I think realistically, when your children are outside playing, you don't know what their intentions are. As a parent, you are responsible for them, but do we reasonably believe that they should hold all of the accountability on this type of situation? I think we have to give information a chance to determine what we're dealing with. We don't know what we're dealing with, so we can't assume the worst of the parents. What's interesting is you have three sets of parents here. You've got the young lady that was the victim. Then you have the daughter, the 10-year-old girl's parents, and the 9-year-old boy's parents. So three different households we're dealing with here. Three different households. Well, as we look at the information, we kind of gathered that there was an assault and a rape on the 5-year-old, and uh, if you look at some of the images, it's disturbing. The young lady was able to survive it, but most likely there is some trauma, mental trauma, she will have to deal with. On the flip side, we look at the young lady in the courtroom with a pink jacket on and her mask on, like your coronavirus mask. And what's interesting is they couldn't find the parents, uh, and I'm baffled about that. How do you not find the parents when you're dealing with such a situation? Nonetheless, as I went forward and did additional investigating, we find that there was the question about whether she should be able to go home, the 10-year-old girl. Now, we look at this on an adult perspective. If it was me that did this to some young child, you can believe that I'm not going to be able to go home on house arrest. And the seriousness of the charges, my bail would have been extremely high. And being a black person, of course, that's going to add to the value of that amount. So I don't see me getting out of jail to go nearly willy back home to such a horrific event. In this case, the 10-year-old was allowed to go home, house arrest with an ankle monitor. Well, we have to realize that these situations that come across our tables some of them are new to our ears and eyes. And sometimes the return result in dealing with them, they have to be adjusted. So this is my personal opinion. Uh, in order for anyone in this situation to understand how serious this situation is, I don't think returning home should have been an option. The shock of being placed somewhere outside of your comfort zone would have been a reality check for this 10-year-old lady. Now, the 9-year-old parents said they had car problems, but that's bull. And I'm gonna say it bullshit because you could have took a Uber to the court or a Lyft to the courtroom, or someone could have drove you there from your family. There's so many ways to get places on the planet today. So who's to say that they're just in hiding right now? When you're parents, you have to deal with the situation. You have to deal with the responsibility of the actions of your children. There's no way around it. You are a parent. So the judge mentioned that if the parents don't show up within so many hours or days, that there's going to be a warrant out for a 9-year-old boy. Doesn't make any damn sense when you hear that. A warrant is out for a 9-year-old boy. If that's the case, you need to have a warrant out for the parents too, because they're in contempt of getting their son to court. Common sense. Well, the situation is just it's just too much. It's too much. As a parent, I think if my child had done something like that, I would have to hold myself accountable. I'd have to be where I need to be and take a deep breath because it's something that you probably didn't expect to be dealing with at the end of 2025. We do know that the mother of the child requested that this young lady did not get the privilege of going home because her daughter didn't have the privilege of avoiding such a terrible situation. And she made a lot of sense, and I'm not sure why a judge wouldn't have granted her wishes. A new fact that came out, which was interesting and heartbreaking, was she was found naked in a field, urinated upon, and assaulted with a weapon as well. You wonder where did these ideas come from? And I think that's what outrages many because they all are assuming that parents are exposing these children to things they probably shouldn't be exposed to. 10-year-olds and 9-year-olds just don't come out of the blue with these kind of actions. It's just, well, that's what we think. But what we're not realizing is that most 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds have cell phones, have access to things that we really shouldn't be giving them access to. Trying to be nice and giving them something to keep them busy. At the same token, we're giving them something that can teach them things that they would never ever have seen unless they'd had a cell phone. So the whole situation is sad right now where we're not getting any updated information because they can't move any further until that 9-year-old shows up for court with the parents. It's going to be interesting, that information, to find out, well, where you been? You're supposed to have been in court 5 days ago. Where you been? Because you could have got an Uber or got a ride from a family member by now. They have to communicate. Communication is one of these things that people want to take lightly. I communicate whenever I feel like communicating. No, there's times when communicating is the priority, and you have to communicate now, not when you feel like it's convenient for you. So these parents should have communicated to even their local law enforcement and said, you know what, send us a squad car. from the local police to escort us down to the court. You see how easily we can come up with some solutions for these things? Common sense folks like us listening. You get to the courtroom because you're showing you're showing the judge. I call him George. Lord have mercy. You're showing the judge that number one, you are concerned. You are a concerned parent. It is a priority to do whatever you ask me to do, and I want to make sure that we get the best result for everyone involved, not just the victim, but my child. My child is under scrutiny right now for these things. And between a 10-year-old and 9-year-old, someone had to be the forerunner, the leader. You can't imagine them both from different households conjuring this up all at once. Both of them, or was it one of them? We want to know some specifics on this. But if it was me in that situation, I would have said, you know what? Let me call the local police, see if they have a unit available to come by and pick us up and take us to the court. Any police station receiving information about what's going on, any chief of police would authorize that. Not a doubt. Just an escort from your home to the court. So if you want to do something, you get up and you do it. But see, people like to play games and sit around and act like, oh, well, I'll just wait till the last minute and see what plays out. Well, when you do that, the situation changes and evolves into something that it probably shouldn't have evolved into if you had just communicated from the beginning. Now, if they don't show up within the next day or two, they're going to have a warrant, and their child's going to have a warrant for their arrest to appear in court. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense that the mindset for many people is to just let things play out instead of being responsible and taking accountability for what you need to do in your life. This is Elsie Jenkins here. We're focusing our time and effort on situations. This is one situation where I think we'll want to see how this plays out. And we're the station, ZZ109FM, that's keeping track of these things and trying to learn from these things. There's a lot to learn from this situation. And hopefully we can learn together. A couple of things you can learn is we know the system is not fair. We know the system is not just. So we'll see how the system deals with, as far as I can see, black children. I don't know I'm assuming it's black children. Yes. We'll see if there's any new information that comes out of that. Other than that, you have a beautiful November. This is Elsie Jenkins. You take care, and thank you for listening to Focus.